Mike. Yeah. You waited a little late to have that foul, and to be honest with you, I'd like to look at that one on tape on whether or not that was a foul, because of the fact that the defender comes into her and then she spins. But the question is, does the offense kind of push herself forward in order to get that contact? So let's just take a look at that one. It may be a potential tough play, but from what I could tell, I didn't think that the defender created much contact in order for us to have a shooting foul. Now, their potential could have been, if you waited a little bit longer, maybe the defender stepped into her space, and maybe when she landed there might have been contact, but I just didn't see that. So we're going to take a look at that one. Good drive, good foul call, Brittany, on that drive. It's definitely one that we have to get and not award shots for. We have to get the first contact. Great, no call. That's perfect verticality. Loving that. Loving it. Good decision, Mike, on you're getting ready to rotate. You recognize drive to the basket, which is one of the 3 reasons of why we do not rotate, and maintaining your pinch paint position to be able to possibly help on that play if there is a foul. Oh, wow. I was going to say, man, she sits there, loses the ball, gets a strip, and now she's going to hit a 3-pointer in your face. Girl got skill. By the way, you guys have a pretty good game here. I mean, I know it's 11-point difference, but these teams are pretty well matched, and they play hard, so you actually couldn't ask for a better game. All right, David, so here again, you are too wide as lead, so when you have to go rotate, you're not close enough to rotate quick enough. All right, guys, so we have a double whistle. We have a play that comes out of center's primary. We also have the fact of a play in which the girl gets bumped, and she gets bumped very similar to what Brittany had on this end, and we did not have her in the act of shooting. And now we have her in the act of shooting, and we count the basket. On that, you both had this look of confusion. I think, Mike, you had the look of, hey, that's my primary, why are you calling there? And David, you had the look of, yeah, I have the foul, I'm going to take it to the table, maybe because of what I just told you during halftime. But in that situation, just come together. You still have a moment to get it right. And what the correct call should have been is, Mike, you saying I had the foul first before she gathered the ball, and it needs to be out of bounds, very similar to match the play that Brittany had at the other end. So we're going to take a look at that one, and we're going to go from that point. And here we go with the mama getting mad. But I bet you that was her daughter that blocked up ball. It's not that freaking hard to see. Well, lady, you're sitting in the stands. I do know I'm on the mic. I said I do know I'm on the mic on that.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
All right, guys, for about 5 minutes now, we've kind of had some plays that I want to see if you can recover from those plays. So when we officiate, we're going to have moments in games we make mistakes. We're going to have moments in games where we have some challenging situations. What makes us better officials is whether or not we can recover from those. Are we as good as our next call? So let's see what you guys can do from this point. Okay, Brittany, on that, I like the fact that you recognize that the girl was injured, but I want you to use your voice on that. I know you said hold up, but let your partners know, hey, I'm going to go check on an injury. It should be white ball, out of bounds, and give them the spot so that we make sure that we move back to the process of where we were before you hit your whistle to check on that potential injured player. Wow, that was pretty amazing. That should be on the highlight tape, definitely. Recognize the rotation. Remember, when lead rotates, you are connected by the rope. You automatically get pulled in that direction. All right, so I need you to move and move with a purpose, please. Brittany, great job of getting over there and recognizing that they're probably going to dump the ball in, and you had strength from your call to the table. Very good. Very, very good. All right, that was ugly looking. Would definitely like to look at that on tape.
I got it, don't worry.
Cobb said he got it, by the way. Okay, I'm just doing a crew assessment. It's about 11:23, and your guy's demeanor is kind of like, yeah, I'm here, and I'm doing this game, but it's not much of, you know, you're into the game. Like, it doesn't appear demeanor-wise that you're into the game. So let's see if you guys can show me something different as we go on. Good way to use your voice, Mike. Let them know you're there. Good job, Brittany. You were anticipating that. You knew that was going to come. So that's good awareness on recognizing potential trap and anticipating possible contact. David, I like the fact that you did rotate over and you did rotate with a purpose and you had some acceleration in your rotations. Remember, as a crew, there's times you have to know to have a normal rotation, which is however it is that you walk and you rotate and you kind of get over there. And then to have an accelerated pace in games, because that makes a huge difference. All right, so on this particular play that just happened, we have a girl who gets the ball. We got two defenders around her, and she gets hit, ball gets knocked loose. So we don't get the first foul. We get the one where the girl jumps in and on the girl, which is fine. I'm glad we had that, but we should never get the point where we got like WWE going on out on the court because we missed the first foul. So let's get the easy ones instead of us putting ourselves in a position where they're harder to call, because you have to make a decision on, well, was that legal, was that illegal, whatever the case may be. I will tell you right now, one area that you guys are not doing a good job at is what would be the ball handler dribbler, the freedom of movement on the ball handler dribbler, the perimeter contact, because that dictates how the game goes. David, I would like you to look at that play, regardless of what these parents are over here yelling. I think you might have caught the second foul on that. I actually think that Red held White, and then as White was falling to the floor, she ended up holding Red. But we're going to take a look at that. We got to make sure, and as I've been talking about, an area you guys have been struggling with, that's a jump ball, by the way. The ball never really released from White's hands, and so it was capped by Red in the air, and we should have a jump ball on that, especially if she comes back down to the court. But going back to my point, the area you guys are struggling in is that contact on the ball handler dribbler when, in essence, they get the ball, whoever gets the ball out on the court. So we're going to look at that when we view tape. But yeah, this past situation before the girl got fouled on the shot, we need to make sure that we understand the issue of capping the ball and having a jump ball in that situation. Coming up on the 6-minute mark, score is 58-40. Red is winning. That's the correct call, Mike. She's got to take the ball out. And you actually gave her a chance, but technically she was inbounds, and then she kind of stepped out of bounds. Then she decided to just throw it to the girl when she really wasn't out of bounds, and then step in and get the ball back. So, very good call. You can tell that White's a bit frustrated, and they're not, kind of doing some fundamental things. Good foul call. All right, on that, David, I would really like for you not to have a hand check. Think of a hand check as my hand is on your hip and I am guiding you around the court. And that should really be the only time that we ever have a true hand check foul. Other than that, it's an arm bar, a forearm, it's a block, or it's a push with some part of the body. Those three, the arm bar, the block, the push, projects more strength in the call and actually usually says that's exactly what happened out on the court. So we want to make sure that we are saying our foul that we call is saying what has actually happened out on the court. So we know that we have already had, I think, 3 travel calls on white 4, and that's just something she has a tendency to do. So can we, pick that up if all possible? All right, so it's 3:50, and we have a double whistle between